Wave to us, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Tom Scharfenberger. I am a senior biochemistry major with a neuroscience minor on the pre-med track, and I'm from Warwick, New York. I heard about Habitat through a friend at the time. So I was a sophomore, and she was a senior. This is 2019. She was a part of the e-board, and she told me, "Hey Tom, like, what are you doing for spring break?" At that time, I had no plans really, and I said nothing. And she said, "You should consider doing a spring break trip." Ever since then, it's become a part of my life, and I'm really glad that I was able to have that opportunity to do so, because from that trip right before the pandemic and then applying to eBoard for 2021 to 2022, it has evolved my understanding of Habitat. Leading a trip this past spring has been the best thing I've done on campus, and helping the people and building a home, not even just a house, but helping people have a home in South Carolina this past spring was unforgettable. So I was the external spring break coordinator for this past year. So I was in charge of everything that had to do with contacting the affiliates and anything that didn't have to do with the school itself. It was really fun getting to just get in contact with the affiliates at each location, and they were all so nice. They're also willing to help us out. They helped us with housing. Some of us were at local churches, some of us were at community centers, and we worked from there on. We were able to get to meet these families, get to know their story, and it makes the mission and what we're doing there worth so much more. My experience through Habitat has made me realize a lot of the societal issues that we oftentimes ignore, especially if you come from a place of affluence. If you went to high school in an area such as that, you don't really get exposed to a lot of the issues that plague our cities and plague our towns and regions throughout the country. And really the waking moment for me was going to San Diego, going to Charleston, seeing all of the issues that they face in terms of finding affordable housing and whatnot, and then realizing that DC has that issue to a very high degree. And yet here we are in Brooklyn, and we oftentimes turn a blind eye to that. I've always enjoyed tutoring people. I've always enjoyed providing my knowledge and allowing people to understand a certain topic better. That's why I tutor Orgo here on campus and everything. But in spring, I wanted to kind of become more in touch with the DC community, and I signed up for this virtual tutoring position that taught kids K through senior year of high school in mathematics and in English. And I was paired with this freshman. His name was Manny. And I did math with him just 2 hours a day weekly, and that was a phenomenal experience. A big part of Habitat that people often forget is how much of an educational resource it is. Just living here in DC, we often forget about the problems around us, such as housing inequality and everything that has to do with that gentrification that happens in our neighborhoods blocks away from campus that we are able to witness every single day. Tutoring, it connects because people go on these Habitat trips, like myself, sophomore year, and they want to go experience another part of the country, and they want to go meet new people and go with friends, and that's great, and it is a big part of it. But by interacting with these families, by talking with the people of the Habitat affiliates in these different locations, we realize just how much people go through, how much they struggle to fund a house, to even get the opportunity to have one. This past spring, the family we worked with, the faith and the charisma and the hope that they had, they've been working on their house with the affiliate since fall of 2019. and it got stopped because of the pandemic off and on again, and yet they always had the biggest smile on their face when they were on the site working with us. And it's those types of things that teaches us exactly what we're doing this all for. And in that sense, I think the two relate to each other, because you're always able to learn more in life. You're always able to learn more about the people around you, your own community, and I think it's been absolutely fantastic. I find time for tutoring and I find time for Habitat because it has enriched me and it has enriched the people around me. And ultimately, that's it. It's become such an enjoyable part of my life. I prioritize it.
He's one of those people that never gives up. So he's goofy, he's funny, but at the end of the day, when the lights are out, he's still working and making sure everything goes all right. So that's kind of the dual nature. Everyone sees the fun side of him, but what I've gotten to see is the side that's in there on the computer working, grinding late hours at night, and he just never gives up. So
serving to me has always been about sacrificing something that you have, whether that's your time, whether that's your money, for the sake of someone else. And serving is really one of the best ways that you're able to immerse yourself in the community that you live in, the city that you live in. And I saw no better way to do that than by getting myself involved in these different types of organizations. And for Habitat in specific, of course, seeing different parts of the country. San Diego and Charleston, South Carolina are incredibly different, right? And I was very lucky to see how housing inequality, gentrification, and issues like that affected those areas differently. And I wanted to learn more. I always want to learn more. So serving is a great way to do that, to learn more about yourself in the process as well.